Joining me now to provide a congressional perspective on this and the broader issue of crime in our nation as a whole is Congressman Addison McDowell. Serves on several committees within the House. He represents North Carolina's 6th congressional district, and he joins us now by phone. Congressman McDowell, thank you so much for joining us again on Washington Watch.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Jody.
All right. First, let me get your thoughts on the shooting that took place today.
You know, I think it is unimaginable as somebody that has 2 young daughters and 2 young children. You know, you want to believe that they're safe when they're not with you. You have to believe that, and I cannot fathom what the moms and dads that are having to now bury their children. I cannot imagine what they are going through. We have to, all of us, we have to pray for the teachers that were there that witnessed all of this, because they are going to have a real job to do now as they minister to these children that had to witness this. You know, we've got to pray for the parents of the children that were there that weren't harmed. And we're so grateful that there wasn't more carnage there today, but I'm just heartbroken by this, and I think you know, there's a lot that can be said, and it doesn't need to be said right now. And I think I hope that leaders can. I hope that we can all join together in remembering these young children and these parents, and not you know, we just need to mourn right now.
Yeah, it is totally heartbreaking. 8-year-old, 10-year-old among the deceased, and multiple other children in critical condition. You know, there's been a lot of attention, Congressman, over the last week or so on crime as a whole, as the president has taken charge of that issue, a federal crackdown, if you will, in D.C. But now he wants to expand that elsewhere. Can I get your overall assessment of what the president has been doing and what his thoughts are going forward?
Well, I think that people were pretty clear last November that they wanted law and order. And that's exactly what this president is giving to us now. I mean, you look no further than Washington, D.C., where the ineptitude of the leaders that were in the government locally, they couldn't get the job done. And it didn't take anything but a leader that cared more about law-abiding citizens than they did criminals. And I think if I'm one of these governors or these mayors from a city or a state that is just crime-ridden, I would welcome whatever tools that the federal government would offer me to help get rid of these criminals and these violent people that need to be off of our streets. And so if I'm Gavin Newsom, you know, I'm welcoming the president sending in the National Guard, because he obviously couldn't get the job done or chose not to, one or the other. And so we've got a president that cares about law and order, and that's a great thing.
So let me ask you this. There is some talk going on. In fact, the president put up on Truth Social last night, about midnight, about a comprehensive crime bill that he and House Speaker Johnson and Senate Leader Thune and other Republicans supposedly are working on. Any idea what that might look like?
Yeah, I mean, I can't touch on that, but I think it's important that we do something, because if leadership and if local leadership is failing you, and you know, tough on crime leadership and a Republican-controlled Congress and a Republican-controlled White House, if they can get the job done, we ought to do it. And so, you know, you're never going to catch me sympathizing with these criminals. I'm always going to fight for the folks that are law-abiding citizens, and however we can do that legislatively, I think we should.
Yeah, well, it's going to be it's a critical time in our nation. And as you mentioned, when you have cities, Chicago and states like California and others that are just refusing to acknowledge a crime problem, it's both refreshing to see that we have a president trying to crack down on it, but also worrisome that we have other leaders in our country who don't want to do the same. We're less than a week away. Let me just wrap up with this. Less than a week away from Congress returning. What is going to be on the docket for Congress as you come back?
I think it's more of what we've been doing, Jody. That's cutting taxes, making sure that more money stays in your pocket rather than coming to the federal government, who so clearly doesn't know how to use it. We want to keep cutting taxes. We want to keep getting rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. And we want to make sure that the government is as out of your life as it can be. And so, that's what we want to do. I think, we've got to keep fighting and making sure that every president or every promise that the president and that we made on the campaign trail, we make good on it. And that's so the work continues. And I'm excited to get back and keep checking the boxes of the promises that we made.
About 30 seconds or so left before I got to let you go. But what have you been hearing in your district while you've been back on the district work week month?
Yeah, I mean, people are fired up with the one big beautiful bill. They're grateful for the tax cuts and for there finally being politicians that do what they say they're going to do, like Donald Trump. And the folks are fired up about that. And the more that they learn about this bill, the more they like it. And so we're excited to keep getting the message out about everything that this bill does for folks back home.
Congressman Addison McDowell, North Carolina, as always, it's an honor to have you on Washington Watch. We appreciate you jumping in here and helping us out with the events that are unfolding today. Blessings to you. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. God bless.